If you have 30 seconds to convince a student that this book changes the way they understand their career, what would you say?
Number one, are at the level of their knowledge. Number two, motivate them to move forward. And number three, that they can enjoy the way I design the use of the book. From all these systems that I have been, the most independent and advanced, I will never be satisfied with what I have built. And I'm always ambitious and see, I think it's going to be in educating the next generation.
In August 2025, a book came out. It's called Biophysics of Brain Imaging, published by CRC Press, which is one of the most important scientific publishers in the world. It is written by the chair of the Biomedical Engineering Department of FIU. He left from Cuba, left to Italy and Japan, and completed part of his doctoral thesis in Paris, and arrived in Miami in 2011 with one mission: to understand how the brain fails and how to detect it before it's too late. That book is a result of decades of work. And today, we're going to talk about what's behind it. This is She Said, Science, Tech, Business. Dr. Riera, I graduated from your department in April. I've been here for 4 years studying biomedical engineering. And last week, I read the introduction to your book. There's a line I haven't been able to stop thinking about. You write that the brain is the most complex system that exists, and the most of what we believe we know about how it works, we only know from the outside. So how do you spend an entire career working on something that you still cannot see clearly?
Very good question, and congratulations first on your graduation, and in particular from one of the top programs in the country. Right now we are ranked in the ranking, we're 45, and US News, and we are proud to have a student of your caliber in our program. With regard to the question, I would say the most complex system in the world is the brain, because how high nonlinear it is. So it's a form of cells of multiple types that interact in the most nonlinear way that you can imagine, and resulting in nonlinear phenomena like chaos and bifurcations, hysteresis, that bring the level of complexity of the study of the brain to the top of all systems that we know. And on top of that, we have to use our own brain to understand it.
Your book covers the entire field of brain imaging: EEG, fMRI, biophysical models, epilepsy, Alzheimer's, migraine. Decades of science condensed into 304 pages. Right now, what finally made you say this book needs to exist?
Oh, absolutely. I am the first customer of this book. I think when you try to understand brain imaging, there are very good books that exist in different modalities. I can cite, for example, a book by Paul Nunes in electroencephalogram, Mariota in MRI. So there is very good book, but they are not integrating this modality. And also they don't look at the scale. So we are in an era that is, this era is mainly about multi-scale. So we need to understand phenomena at different levels. We need to understand phenomena at the microscopic level with cell work. That is a resolution of, I would say, 20 to 100 micrometers. We need to understand phenomena at the system level, so what we observe with these modalities. But then there is an intermediate level that we are missing, and we don't know how to study this. And it's where the transition between the cellular level and the system level take place. That's called mesoscale. This is approximately the size of a voxel of an image in a medical image. And we need to understand how phenomena that happen at the microscopic level, at the cellular level, emerge as with the different distinctive properties at the macroscopic level or system level. We don't have such a book that, number one, cover all type of brain imaging modalities, focus only on brain, no other part of the body, and integrate all these three scales in one single approach. The book has 3 parts, so we are talking about part 1, which present the macroscopic, the observation level, and the microscopic. So the macroscopic and the microscopic, the cellular level. But it's coming with a second book, a second part, part 2, that we talk about how phenomena emerge at the mesoscopic level. And then part 3 is dedicated to data analytics and diseases. But they are in a series of 3 books. We're just talking about now publishes the first book.
You studied physics in Havana, biophysics in Italy, and part of your doctorate in Paris, 2 postdocs in Japan, and then ended up in Miami. That is not a straight line. Each of those places left something and shapes the way you think about science. But what did Japan give you that no other place in the world could have?
Oof, that's an interesting question. I wasn't expecting that question, but first, Japan. I love Japan. Its people, food, and the environment is very, unique and healthy, and people are very friendly. I will start saying that from all the systems that I have been, the most independent and advanced infrastructure is here in the United States, in which the definition of the system is the principal investigator, and everything is around it. So you have what is called academic freedom, and principal investigators are able to design what they want in their career in a very independent manner and specific to their approach. This is unique to the United States. I have been in all these European countries and in Japan, and always you have this kind of pyramid or organization in which one person tries to be the leader of others and then establish some rules and policies, and at the end, when you start as an assistant professor level and associate professor level, you see the ties and the restraint that this organization impose. So I'm very happy that I am in the top country in the world for research, and I ended my career in this country. Japan have the beauty of a more collective society, so collaboration is important, and this competitive factor that you see in the United States that are the basis of development and production, you don't see that much in Japan. So I would say that's good and bad. It's good because you have a more friendly, interactive, cooperative environment. It's bad because it's competition, what is the main engine of development and improvement of the human being. So that would be the good and bad of Japan, I would say.
Your book is designed for undergrad and grad students, but most biomedical engineering students will never pick a book about biophysics of the brain. If you have 30 seconds to convince a student that this book changes the way they understand their career, what would you say?
Well, the book is even not entirely designed to, I would say, even graduate students. This book is dense, it's very heavy from the mathematics and the foundation. It's designed for all people working in the field, from PIs, independent researchers, to directors of centers, and also students. So if a student of any level, undergrad or grad, try to read this book without a proper guidance, it's going to be hard. So I'm using this book in my undergrad class and in my graduate class, but with a specific design that I only ask the student to look at those aspects that, number one, are at the level of their knowledge, number two, motivate them to move forward, and number three, that they can enjoy the way I design the use of the book. So the book is written for all type of audience, but if you don't read it with a well-designed strategy, it may be hard for different people.
You just received the official appointment as chair after 4 years as interim. The department is now ranked among the top 45 programs in the country, according to US News. You have a lab, you have a department that is growing. What is the thing, and a book, of course. What is it that you haven't built yet and you want to, and where do you see yourself that work will end?
Okay, so I think I will never be satisfied with what I have built, and I'm always ambitious and see new aspect of life, new aspect of the common aspect of life that you may contribute to. So I think I still have energy and work to do. In terms of where I'm going to spend the next period of my career, I think it's going to be in educating the next generation of scientists and leaders. That's what I'm putting most energy. So that's why I have now a principle in my laboratory that I stimulate the ideas from students. So if students come with an idea that something they want to do within my portfolio of research, I will try to promote it and support it. And I wanted to create leaders that are free mind, that can continue the legacy that my advisor started, and their advisor that have been for generations. And I want that this keep going. And this is my focus. The second focus is to put the department in top 30 or below. And I only will be able to achieve this first with the help of a wonderful faculty that I have that is so cooperative and so friendly and capable to do the fantastic job they are doing. We are recruiting with the same philosophy, but the work that needs to be done is related to the end product of our research, which is the clinical practice, the application. So that has been the focus, to try to support, endorse work that will go directly to clinical practice and have an impact on people's life. The department will focus in two main areas right now. One is in cardiovascular research, top factor for death in the United States, and metabolic factor underlying cardiovascular diseases, and also another disease that is impacting society is dementia. And we want to also focus on the neuroinflammatory aspect of different disorders, and of course epilepsy, TBI, Alzheimer are the top priorities in our department. And these have to be done in a strong collaboration with the hospital around. So we are building around Miami Cardiac and Vascular Institute, Miami Neuroscience Institute, and most recently we have a meeting with the new coming Miami Center, Miami Woman Cancer Institute. I don't know if I put it in the right order, but that's a new center coming in September, a new institute coming in September from the Baptist Health System. And we are aligning all our research around those main topics that are important for the society, in particular for our community, because it's a community that is becoming, that seniors are prevalent, so that a lot of people are finding this area a nice place to retire. And then the aging is a factor here. So we, in collaboration with computer science, we are working on the top priority to alleviate the life of senior people in South Florida.
Excellent. And I have a last question. The Jorge Riera of 1988, the one who just finished physics in Havana, who doesn't know that he's going to Italy or Japan, and doesn't know that he's going to write a book that now will be sold around the world. What will you tell him? Life
is hard wherever you go, and you will find people that will always try to help you. But what I think is more important is to look at events that happen around you that you may ignore, but they are serendipities that is telling you, take this opportunity, don't let it go. I had a career that have been jumping, being affected by political factors, by cultural factors, language barrier, but always appears someone that give you a hand, someone that see in you, that person that could make a difference. So whenever this happens, take that opportunity, don't let it go, don't let it pass. And I would say to the Jorge in 1998, you missed some of these chances at some point. You took others, but perhaps it would be a different story, a different path if I were, if I had the courage to take those big, chances that appear in my life, and then probably I let them go. And everything happens for a reason. Yeah, and now we have you here. Exactly. Yes. I want to thank you, Dr. Riera, for having you here. It was a pleasure and a true honor, and I'm really grateful to have you here, because I'm the student who directly asks you questions that sometimes, as an undergraduate, during those 4 years, there's questions carrying, and that you carry all those 4 years, and now you answered some of mine. Now I want to show the book. This is the book. Where can they find it, Dr. Riera? Everywhere, even Walmart. Oh, really? So it's in Amazon. CRC is one of the top, editorial, I should say. They are part of the Taylor and Francis. They are in all, providers and retails that you can find. Go there and buy the book. And if they want to get to know more about you and your research, where can they find you? We have, my laboratory have a website, and everything can be, information can be found in the FIU Biomedical Engineering website. There's a new coming website, designed beautiful, and that will connect with PIs and with their laboratories. So I invite you to visit our department website. Yes. In Dr. Riera's book, there is an idea that stays with you, that everything we think we know about the brain, we infer from the outside, that we never see it directly, that we work with shadows and models and electrical signals. And still, piece by piece,
we understand it better. I think that applies to more things than the brain. The link of the book is in my bio. She said science, tech, and business every Wednesday. Bye.